A trade war that traces back all the way to Trump's campaign trail. As a presidential hopeful in 2016, he repeatedly called for a so-called crackdown on China's trade practices. In May last year, the US and China struck trade deals that covered products such as beef and poultry. However, disagreements over steel, aluminum and other issues remained unresolved. This January, the Trump administration announced tariffs on imported solar panels and certain washing machines. In March, the US president signed off on 25% duties on steel imports and 10% taxes on aluminum. Many countries, including China, complained, and some were exempted, but China was not one of them. China had to retaliate. At the beginning of April, China imposed tariffs up to 25% on about $3 billion worth of American goods. In May, American and Chinese delegations held talks in Beijing, but they failed to reach a resolution. Negotiations in the following month didn't lead to a deal either. In July and August, the US imposed additional 25% tariffs on $50 billion worth of Chinese imports, and Beijing retaliated dollar for dollar, targeting imports from the US. In September, the US again slapped 10% tariffs on $200 billion of imports from China, with a plan to hike the rate to 25% at the start of 2019. The US also threatened additional tariffs on $267 billion of Chinese products if Beijing retaliates. China went ahead and slapped 10% tariffs on $16 billion of US products. By then, most of the American imports to China were covered. At the start of November, a phone call between President Xi and Trump restarted talks. The US president said the leaders put a heavy emphasis on trade during their conversation. 虽然 CGTN